So I wanted to make a video where I commentate kind of myself playing ranked. It's going to be live commentary, which I'm not used to doing. So, you know, if it's not the greatest, forgive me. But I've been seeing a lot of posts recently about people saying they are really struggling to gain in ranked, especially solo. So I'm going to solo queue a ranked game and you're going to watch and hear me commentate my thought process. But before we start, I want to say that this is probably the worst the game has ever been in terms of a legend disparity. What I mean by that is like, some legends in the game are just absolutely horrible compared to the good ones. If you've been living under a rock, the best legends in the game right now are Ashe, Alter, and Ballistic by a large margin. Normally, in the past, I would say like every legend in the game is viable for the most part if you're good with them. But if you're not playing any of those three, you are putting yourself at a pretty severe disadvantage. Still, I am like a pretty big believer that you should play who you're most comfortable on, unless it's someone really bad in the meta, but like, say for example, you're really good at Pathfinder, you still might do more for your team on Pathfinder than you would playing any of the meta legends, just because being comfortable on who you play is still a big factor in how good you're going to do. But just to quickly cover who I think, like, if you're not going to play the meta legends, who still have a good chance at competing with it. Basically, anyone in this assault class is pretty solid. In terms of skirmishers, Wraith is not bad. Alter, obviously, meta. And Horizon and Path, I think, are decent. Recon, basically, I would say every legend in this category is dead except Sparrow. I think Sparrow has a good chance because of how easily he can get info. And I do think having info is pretty important if you're solo queue. Along with having info, any movement legend also very massive to have. If you're going to play support, Lifeline would be the #1 pick. And then I would say like probably Loba is your second. And then controller class, I think for ranked, they all suck, and I just wouldn't play any of them. But, you know, if you're a good controller player, make it happen, I guess. That being said, I feel like I kind of covered the legends, at least what I want to talk about with them. So I'm going to queue a ranked game, and I will edit back to when I'm actually in the game. And then from there, I probably won't edit anymore, so you see the full-on thought process, even in moments where there's no fighting. Okay, we are finally in a game. So there's a couple of things I want to go over first before we even land. I would say if you're a solo queuer, you should just do whatever your team wants to do. You don't even have to speak at all, by the way. Like, communicating helps, but it's whatever, you know? Like, if I'm Jump Master, I'm just gonna give it up, and I'm just gonna let my team decide kind of how we're playing, if they want a 50 or land safe. Because at the end of the day, as long as whatever you're doing is you're actually doing it as a 3-man, and you're not just like kind of off doing your own thing, you still have at least decent odds of making something happen, you know? I would say in terms of like landing, chances are a majority of the lobby is at least duoed to 3 stacked. So you're at a disadvantage in terms of comms already. So you should land to not 50, at least in my opinion. But, you know, if your team lands to 50, I'd say go for it anyways, you know? Especially depending on what rank you're in, but Platinum is overall relatively easy. And even if you're struggling in Plat, at the end of the day, it's only -45 to die off drop. And worst case scenario, hopefully you learned something from a fight you took and died, you know? So not the end of the world either way. Oh, I guess we're gonna go and fight off rip. That's fine with me. Ideally in this scenario, don't know what my team's gonna do, but we know at least 2 other teams landed here. So realistically, we should wait and make them fight each other before we even try to do anything. You never want to be the team to start a fight when you know there's more than you and another team. Like, don't put yourself in situations where you know you're going to get thirded for it. I thought I heard someone, but I might be going crazy. I don't know if that was one of the teams that landed here, like a full 3-man that just left. No idea. But this is why I want to say, this is why I play Sparrow so much in ranked, is because all these things that I wonder about, where I don't have like full knowledge of what I'm about to do, it doesn't matter because I can just hit the beacon without ever even having to commit to it. It's just like kind of foolproof in a way. Now I know there's more than 2 teams here still. Okay, that's awkward. We're gonna talk about that. I was gonna say, basically, I don't want to actually commit to any fight here. Because I don't want to be the one to get thirded. So at most, I'm just going to try to like grief a little bit, you know? I want to make some noise so the other team thinks we're fully committing to each other. Then they come and try to third it. But in reality, we never committed. So then we're the ones who are going to end up thirding. If you get what I'm saying. Just going to kind of wait and see though. Someone's got to make a move at some point, unfortunately. This is a little hard to make something happen here because they have a Watson up top, but... see if I can find any weird movement spots to get a little griefage going here. Well, tried to find a spot. The nice part about Sparrow too, I have this. I know I said I try not to commit right away and get thirded, but we have such a big lead because I'm down 2. I mean, I had my ult up there, which I know is space that they can't contest for unless they destroy it, so I might as well. I do need to get rid of this longbow though. In terms of a gun setup for solo queue, definitely want to run I would say something with poke, but not a sniper, unless you're just really good with snipers, but I think snipers are pretty bad. Things like repeater and scout, they're pretty consistent, they're actually good, and they're decent up close when you have to. And then for a secondary, I would say a shotgun or a P20 akimbo, so at least in the current meta, but anything close range really. Probably depends on what meta you're in, but right now it's definitely shotgun or akimbo P20s, unfortunately. Not a fan. Oh, I'm just gonna wait here. Let my team do their thing, I guess. If you want your team to actually... I notice this is like a big problem when I solo queue, is my teammates always just spend way too long looting. What I try to do to hopefully get them to move is I'll just run off on my own a little bit. Don't go like running off to the point where if you get into a fight, you're just dead for free, but... right here, I want my team to move. I know if I take the cannon, you know, good chance they might follow me. I know I can get out of here if I have to also. Because, I mean, I'm Sparrow on a cannon, you know? Sparrow on cannons is basically unkillable. Don't judge by repeater shots, by the way. I suck with this gun. I think it's a really good gun. You just have to be good, you know? That's the problem. Oh, we're getting thirded, so... as I cannon away, I'll hit that, give my teammates info. And the thing is, I don't think I can cannon back or I'm gonna die. So I am just gonna run back and not throw. I saw the team on the recon scan though by the doors, so I knew they'd be coming this way at some point. Getting thirded. We love to see it. I know I just downed this guy, but I'm getting thirded, so my goal here is just to get out of here before the third party actually gets close enough to kill me. That 1 KP doesn't mean as much as my life, you know? But now that I'm back with my team, I know I'm relatively safe. I can actually try to get this thirst now. And, got my thirst, but we're in a horrible spot, so we should be looking to try to get into a good spot. The big thing with ranked is, like, no matter what map, there's so much mobility in the game now that you're always going to be getting thirded no matter where you are. You never want to stay in one area for longer than you have to, you know? Like, general rule of thumb is... honestly, like, 10 to 15 seconds or less and you need to move. Oh, I need the Phoenix. That team doesn't seem like they're pushing, so I'm gonna watch for any other spot that we might get pushed from. Oh, this team is hard throwing. Unfortunately, they're pushing into my ult. I got it down, so I know it's gonna buy us time to get back and reset a little bit, because they're gonna want to play to reset with their lifeline. We just start splitting up. Never all stay hunched up in one spot, by the way. Bad idea. There's like almost never any scenario where you all want to be right on each other. I'm gonna off angle and watch for my team. You know, like if I was good at the game, that guy would be dead, you know? Because I off angle, he didn't know I was here. Well, I know he 1 HP dash, so I'm gonna get aggressive here. You wanna get aggressive when you know you have a big opportunity to. Like, I know my teammates just did a lot of damage right there. About to get dirted. I know at most right now, I should have a 1v1. I'll get the armor swap. I don't see us getting thirded, so I can play for a reset here. If I were to be getting thirded right away, I would have just ran. Don't try to 1v3, you know? No point. Worthless. Guy said thank you for carry. You know, I would say that is about 95% of my solo queue life, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you are solo queuer, then you kind of have to have the same mindset. That's a big thing, by the way. I want to say, like, the best mindset you can have is play the game like you're the best player on the team. Where if you die, then the game's over. Because in my experience, and I'd say a lot of people probably feel this way, once I die, I know, like, the game is basically over. My team never clutches up, unfortunately, and I've been playing the game since it released, so I have a pretty good sample size of what happens once I die. And basically I'm saying this is because I think you need to value your life the most. Never die. If your teammates are making dumb plays, never die to, like, make that dumb play with them. If it's, like, very obviously not good, you know? Just play to run away and go reset them. That's probably a better chance than just throwing your life away. I'm gonna hit this recon. And so I know what type of rotate we can get away with here. Which doesn't really look like any, so best bet is kind of just chill here. Oh, we have 2 down, so I'm gonna confirm our downs, because I know the third guy is likely running away. If he's not running away, he's probably not winning the 1v3, so either way, we're in a good scenario. Okay, that's awkward. Take your time. Recharging my shields. Recharging my shields. Should probably look to rotate. Forgot the name of the POI, my bad. Probably look to rotate into Cascades, because there's a lot of buildings here. It should give us an opportunity to kind of chill without being worried about dying right away. Guys, I'm sorry. I really suck with the repeater. I'm sorry you have to watch this. I can't lie to you. By the way, again, I want to remind everyone, I am not the greatest live commentator, so I basically, this is probably the first time I've ever done live commentary, so. I'm gonna say it. Come to me and Ash TP into this building over here. My pain. Go to the side of this tree and HTP into the building. I'm gonna ping it. Okay. Unfortunately, this is very, you guys probably relate to this. This is very solo queue right now. How I am literally telling my teammate how to play the game and he's still not doing it. That is just the life of solo queue, unfortunately. I forgot what I was saying about live commentary, but yeah, I think this is the first time I've ever done live commentary, so if I suck at it, you know, give me some time. We'll figure it out at some point. I'm an ult on myself, so I know he can't kill me right away. Oh, my teammate killed one, so... I think I'm in a 1v1. But the thing is, my teammates don't know is I never lose my 1v1. See? I had two 1v1s. I told you I never lose them. I need ammo though. That's the big issue here. Fortunately, I don't really know how to make that part educational. I'm just in 1v1s. Sorry. Oh, good thing this guy had ammo. Well, our teammate's dead. I'm gonna try to craft them while I actually have some space in the ring to craft, and if I get shot at and I can't get it off, I can at least run away. Only problem is we don't have a Moby, so crafting them only really does so much for us here, you know? I don't know if that made it inside. I guess we just stay out in the field. I mean, I don't... It's not like the best spot, but it's not that bad out here, so... As long as we don't get pushed, we should be fine. I'm just gonna wait and see what happens around us, and we'll make a play off that. I wanted to say, I guess while we have an opportunity to chill here, I think solo, if you're solo queue, Loba is probably like one of the best legends in the game. I don't know why, I've just always found Loba to be really good solo queue. She has movement, so if your team dies, you can get away and reset your support. So if you craft, you get a Moby. And then also on top of that, HP regen that support gets for reviving teammates, and they're being revived themselves, right? So you have good, like, anti-third party. So, I mean, I don't know, Loba's just really solid for me every time I solo queue with her. I've been liking Sparrow a lot too, because the power of information in Apex is huge. Like, I can plan all my rotates and plan which fights are actually worth taking just by hitting beacons without ever having to even be near the beacon. The Sparrow is pretty huge in that sense too. Perfecto. Well, this is a tiny zone. I think in a scenario like this, it's best we kind of just play the edge of the ring and then see what ends up being free. I don't really know what our play here is going to be. I'm thinking like maybe the roof. But we can't play the roof until the ring's closed, because there's too many angles on the roof. Yeah, this actually is not a bad play here, I don't think. If I ult the roof, we should be able to get it. Let me see. Do it! Please don't fight. Our goal now should just be living. Okay, I'm just gonna drop and play right here. I probably should have played down here from the start. Unfortunately, my teammate was making very bad decisions there. We don't know where anyone else in the lobby is. So there's no reason to be like forcing this fight on the team below us. Like, they shouldn't mess with us, so no reason to mess with them. And now I'm forced to just rat and I can't hold any space because I'm solo. At least, luckily, in this scenario, I'm not gonna grief the other teams at all. Because right now, all they're doing, they don't even know I'm here. They're just stopping this team from being able to come out and push me. As long as I don't, like, anger them, I should be okay. They're kind of just protecting me. They're like my teammates, but not on my team. Fortunate he is a sparrow also. At some point, they'll probably find out where I am by a recon dart. My goal here on this ring close, since I'm solo, is really just try to show no presence at all. I'm gonna try to move with the ring. If this team in front of me takes a lot of damage, where like they're so low, I might be able to 1v3 it. I might actually just try to kill them, but we'll see. I'm probably dead here, unfortunately. Well, that was our game. I would try to record a game where I actually win, you know? But, I mean, this is kind of just the reality here. I mean, this is how it goes. If you want a realistic, like, kind of guide, at the end of the day, we gained RP, you know? We got 170 for, what, a 4th place, I believe? Yeah, 4th place, 11 kills. Yeah, if you're solo queue, you're just gonna get a lot of bad teammates, unfortunately. I even told them how to play, and they couldn't figure it out. But yeah, your goal is, you know, like I said, you gotta play the game like you're the best one on the team, where at the end of the day, hopefully you're gaining RP, even if you don't win the game. Value your life the most. You can see, I basically had to solo that entire game, and it still turned out okay. So, yeah, first time doing live commentary. Hope it wasn't too bad. People like it, then I will maybe make more. We'll see. Just let me know.